Hey guys, it's me Kevin, and today I'm doing AFL tipping for finals week 1. For the 2018 AFL season, there are a few really good games coming up. And to start off the round, we head to the MCG on a Thursday night where Richmond, for the first ever time, play the Hawks in a finals. I think Richmond will win because of their record at the MCG, and the last time the two teams played, well, Hawthorn, they were 39 points down at one point. They came back to close the margin to 13, but to be completely honest with you, if Richmond get the momentum up and running, which I think they will, I think Richmond will run away with the win. So I'm going to be tipping Richmond. On a Friday night, also at the MCG, Melbourne versus Geelong. Melbourne's return to finals, and I'm going to be tipping Melbourne because their form against West Coast and GWS has been pretty good. Geelong, they haven't been good after a bye. They've had a bad record after the bye. Also, Geelong haven't really had a good run coming into finals. Well, not good. They had a great margin and all that stuff, but let's face it, Geelong, they were just trashing the other team for the last 2 weeks. Then they weren't exactly having any dress rehearsals for finals, if you know what I mean. I mean, they were basically just having a stupid run into finals where they just thrashed the other team, dumped them, throw them all across the field, all that stuff. Melbourne, on the other hand, have actually beaten two quality sides, I'm referring to West Coast and GWS, in the run home finals. So I think Melbourne have got the momentum up and running, and I'm tipping Melbourne for that reason. Saturday twilight, Sydney versus GWS, another Sydney derby in the finals. Anyway, I'm going to be tipping Sydney. GWS, I think they're decimated with injuries. I know they'll get Toby Green and a few others back, but to be honest, Sydney, I think, will be far too strong. It's at the SCG. Okay, that doesn't exactly matter because they haven't been well at the MCG, but SCG, sorry. But I think Sydney, considering GWS's injury list and Sydney, I just think something makes me feel they'll go over the line, especially if Buddy Franklin steps up. Saturday night at Optus Stadium, West Coast versus the Magpies. I'm going to be tipping the Eagles. Actually, one thing, is it better for a game to start at 5:40 or 6:10? Which means viewers in Eastern States would do it 7:40 at 8:10. Not sure about that. Take that in mind. But I'm tipping West Coast because it's at home. Collingwood, they have to travel to Perth, and then they have to go back to Melbourne, then they have to travel back to Perth. And they barely even got over the line against Fremantle, who, just to remind you, had a 133-point drubbing to Geelong the week before. So, if Collingwood could barely even beat a Fremantle side, I don't know how they're going to go up against West Coast. Mind you, West Coast haven't been... they've been a little bit inconsistent in the last few weeks, but I think West Coast should get over the line. They get Josh Kennedy back, and I think they'll get over the line. So, to recap my tips, I'm tipping Richmond, Melbourne, Sydney, and West Coast. Feels very short. Hope I helped you with your tipping, and I'll see you next week. Oh, wait, it's all the home sides I tipped. I see what you're doing there, Kevin. Anyway, I'll see you next week. Bye.